It's the principles within that tell you what to do. You are an empty vessel, and it is the things that you allow the vessel to be filled to overflow and to show. So, with the power of play, you need to play. You need the vessel is you, and there's logical, like the rules that make the border of the game, the garden, the protection. And then there's pleasure, the thing inside of the border, and that is the content. That's the play. That's what you do. So when you are living, whatever you are doing, you are acting out something, because you are a Pokemon card called Ditto. You reflect what you see, because you are receiving it, and then you are projecting in your brain. There's a process, and then you try to mimic it, because that's what you see. You see, oh, less pain, more pleasure, more pleasure, more pleasure. Okay, more pain over there. Opposite, right? So it's a logical gate inside of you. So play more. Be in that flow state. Be a fluid in a jar, and overflow. But don't be a jar that is fluid. You know. Be structured, be a hard shell of there is importance in structure, and there is importance in fluidity. So when you are thinking of something, detach whatever contaminant hops in, like emotion. Oh, I really don't feel like doing that. Well, detach that feeling and just do it, and then ask yourself, how did I feel after I did it? Okay, so, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good about doing the dishes. Well, do the dishes, not for yourself, but for someone else, like do it for someone else, like submit yourself for someone else, play with someone else, right? So it's like, that's the play with aspect of this lesson is play with somebody, and look at it like this. Like, people want it to be fun. Have fun. Do the most fun things where you're creative, and the feedback isn't until after the end of the finite game is said. So what I mean by that is, you're not critiquing during creativity, but you're only flowing with it. So it's like if your playing partner is critiquing, and your playing partner could be yourself. Like, if you're critiquing everything you do, that means you're attaching some sort of, contaminant onto your creativity, onto your flow structure, therefore stopping the flow, dropping the bridge, creating the dam, and you need to bust through it so that you can just get through it and say, I finished, right? Okay, after I finished, reassess. Oh man, I really missed this. I really missed that. I should have probably put a timer on so I could have known what to do, because I am playing in a serious, so here's the other thing, I'm playing in a serious category. So it's like I did a demonstration for a very, 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 very known person. People hate him. People love him. People literally love him. And they yell it like I was at the game, and they're like, I love you! It's like, wow, what has he done? So anyways, but it was a very serious moment. So I'm playing in a serious role. I am committing, right? So that's kind of the part, is commit to your role, right? When you play, commit to your role. Is that a fun? Is that a silly? Is that a serious moment? Are you working in that way? So it's like, I committed to being serious in this role. However, I have forgotten a key part of what I was supposed to do, and that was to record. So I was recording. I didn't forget to record. I forgot to check and monitor my recording. So then we finished the play. We did great. We were serious. We, gave the information that we held. We said, this is what we've got. Do you like it? And they said, I like it. Let me think about it. So they're playing. And then I go to review the tape, because that's one way to do is like, look, this camera doesn't really mean anything. It's just there so I can review the tape. So I can be creative and then critique. That's the reason I record, right? One of the reasons I record, not the reason, anyways. Capital T, capital R, capital E, right? So then I go to critique. Whoa, did I catch that? That's a very important moment. The battery died. So I beat myself up. Bah, 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 beat, 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 beat. Okay? And then I stop myself from beating myself up because I know that in this time when I'm playing, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to be thinking, okay, how could I have done this better? Timers work for me. I'm going to set a timer because I realized that I pressed record at full battery and then it made it all the way to 2 hours and 18 minutes. Right? Full recording, 4K, whatever. Specs don't matter. But that's what the threshold was. So I need to do is set a timer for an hour and 45 minutes. Boom. When I start recording, I'm setting a timer. I'm hooking. I am stacking my habits. And that's how you build atomic habits. That's how you do it so that when you say, oh, every time I do this, I know you need to do this, right? So it's like every time I see a dishwasher or dish thing full, I need to put it into the thing. Every time I see it's done, I need to take it and put it where it belongs. Every time I get back from where I am traveling, I need to not just unload into an unload section. I need to take each clothing, put it in the place it needs to go, because I know I will feel the best after I do that. I know I have to push through it, but I have to do it, right? And so once you start doing that over and over and over again, once you start to speak what you believe, once you start to speak what you believe, and once you start to do what you speak, then you're aligning yourself on your trajectory of what you want to become. And the best way you can do it, people are talking about this, right? This is a big message. People are talking about play, right? I'm telling you to do it for your mom, do it for your brother, do it for your sister, do it for your loved one, do it for someone, because then that builds the necessity inside your brain, and then it becomes more important. And then, but do it out of love. So that is a service mind. I'm going to serve them until their needs are fulfilled, right? The gurus say this, right? Do it, believe, detach that feeling. I'm saying it right now, but like the whole point is like, they're only scraping the surface of the principle that talks within them. And that principle is rooted and found in the source of joy, the source of energy, and that is God the Father, right? Jesus Christ, the one who gave us this empty vessel of content, right? He gives us our creativity. He puts, he puts his seed, his image on our face or on our self to create, to contribute, to connect, right? To collaborate with others, to be in a part of community so that I can focus on one thing, right? So I am dependent on others. It's an intradependent world, not an independent world. The independency in me is blind before I see, right? So like, it is interdependent. I'm going to focus on one thing because my brother is going to focus on another thing, and then we are going to allow each other to serve, and that's how you find the value. That's how you find success. Because people won't go to the bottom of the root and say, look, this is where the gold is. They'll only show you the start of the mine shaft. They'll be like, in there is the truth. But I'm not going to go in there because that might turn people, because there is death and life in the power of the tongue. Those who eat it love its fruits, right? So that's the whole point, is people will see the truth and they will be disgusted from it because it causes a change for the better, right? It causes you to change. So, all of this said, go fight, win, play your heart out, be committed to your role, and have fun while you do it. Because even if you're serious, even if you're crying, if you're meek, I have to be serious. I have to be reverent. I have to get inside of the role to be reverent before God when I worship, because out of that is a right respondence to him, because it's like, holy moly, a billion eyes of men cannot compare to what the eyes of God can do, right? Like, that is how you stop being people pleasing. Because okay, let's say I give $10,000. Wow, 100,000 people saw it. Well, the reason why they like it is because it's rooted in the truth, because people like giving, like the fact that I have and I give to the lesser, right? So he can become with me, or even above me, not equal to me, but above me. Like, what's this equal stuff? No, people need to be above you, right? Like, you need to be diving deep, serving one another and doing it for people. So anyways, but to the eyes of men, that's 1,000, that's whatever, 100,000, 100 million, people seeing this. But the whole point is simply this: you can be doing it when nobody is watching, because God, Father, is watching. Because those who give to the poor are lending to God. Think about that for a second. I can do it. Nobody can see it, but the one who knows my plans, my provision, he is my provider, sees it. Think about that for a second. So when you give, right? So I mean, go ahead, try to do that, right, and test that, right? So be playful. That's all I can say. I can say a little bit more. So fine. Glory to be God. Work your hardest. Commit to your role. Play.